The customer is the ultimate measure. Transformation, however, provides the platform to make changes that produce sustainable value and lead to long-term growth. This summer, we started a strategic transformation at Pitney Bowes, and it had a number of objectives. To innovate and execute more quickly. We've got to speed up innovation. Innovation that took 2 years needs to be done in 2 months. We need to change the speed and execution of innovation. We need to empower creativity and ideas from our employees. We have tens of thousands of employees, or hundreds of thousands among all of us. They need to be empowered to bring their creative ideas forward. We need to enable our customers to enact in the way they wish to act, not the way we have enacted with them for the last 90 years. We need to enhance our capacity to invest in new growth opportunities. It is no accident that innovation is the top of the to-do list associated with our transformation. We have a long history of applying technology to make business better, consistently ranking in the top 200 companies for patent development in America. Today, we're expanding the scope of our innovation across a broader range of topics and ideas, innovating around our products, our services, our business processes, and our operational models. I believe that the most successful ideas come from people discussing real problems and identifying real solutions. We launched an exciting internal initiative we call IdeaNet. It's an internal social networking tool to facilitate company-wide conversation and collaboration about innovation. In our online brainstorms, which we call challenges, participants submit their own ideas, or they contribute to the development of the ideas of others. Since we launched this earlier this year, we've already had almost 40% of our online employee population participate, submitting over 1,900 new ideas, of which we've already implemented 78. One example, which was quite interesting, and I don't know why I didn't think of it, is that we should use a vehicle like YouTube to help customers visualize and resolve some of their technical issues online. It's there, it's available, people know how to get to it. Utilize it, and it's utilizing simple things like that that can make a difference. This initiative is transforming how we work as a company, and it shows employees that we are investing in the future, despite the recession. We believe that there is an undeniable link between transformation, innovation, and employee engagement. We seek to empower our employees to act in the customer's best interests and inspire them to dream big for the business. Next, I'd like to talk about the opportunities and the threats presented by the evolving global landscape. With the advent of the internet, with cloud computing, it has never been easier for businesses to do business beyond their city, their state, or their country boundaries. This means that all companies need a broad global view that was not necessary a generation ago. It also means that businesses have a broader competitive landscape with fewer barriers to entry than there has been in the past decades. To be successful, it is essential to develop solutions and services that are relevant to the unique needs of multiple geographies. Companies must also continue to make longer-term investments, consistent with a broader view of the geographies that they will support. Last year, over 30% of Pitney Bowes' revenue was generated outside of the United States as we continue to expand geographically. We are constantly looking at where we think our customer growth areas will be, and we are making our investments in order to be successful there. Countries throughout the world are aggressively pursuing companies with a long-term global view. They're creating incentives for technology investments. They're investing in talent and in infrastructure. This is especially true in Canada, Central America, and the Asia-Pacific regions. Certain states in the U.S. are also working to ensure that they continue to be relevant in this future economy. Businesses are looking at those countries, those regions, and those states that get it from the government's approach to engagement with the private sector and the regulatory environment of these desired markets. Companies are making decisions with urgency, and they can no longer afford to wait because of government indecision. What then are the opportunities for our state of Connecticut to attract and retain companies, and particularly technology companies? One opportunity is for consistent engagement between business and policymakers that demonstrates a willingness to understand business decision-making processes and a willingness to act with urgency to improve Connecticut's climate. Given the state's global competition, Connecticut needs to choose to engage aggressively. Another opportunity is predictability and consistency in the state's strategy. We all have the desire to see this state succeed. Businesses, however, have to make long-term decisions on where and how they deploy their resources and where they make their investments. We can all better determine what we continue to do in Connecticut and what we do elsewhere with increased transparency around the state's intended direction and the duration of related policies, incentives, and programs. Without this consistency, I do not believe that Connecticut can attract the business investments it needs to create the economy of the future, especially in technology. I am hopeful that we can consistently become a place where technology companies want to do business, because Connecticut has many of the building blocks to be successful.